Welcome to Stand Up. Today is a very special day. We are releasing Haley into the wild, so we're very excited. So we're actually going to talk about that more than anything else. Uh, Fede, do you want to talk about all the goodness that Haley brings? Like, what can it do? When it can not do, and what are we planning on doing next?
All right. So Haley can be installed in your Slack workspace, and anyone that wants to chat with her can do it, even like privately, like direct messaging her. She can help you with anything you want, same as ChatGPT, or you can add Haley to a conversation, a channel or a private conversation, and you can collaborate between uh, your team and Haley to achieve something else. And in the upcoming months, we are working on semantic search. So you will be able to send documents to Haley and she will be able to answer you based on the information on those documents. And yeah, that's it for now. You have to go to our website to create an account, set up your OpenAI key, and you should be able to use Haley.
Yeah, so this product is completely free. We're going to have a free tier. You supply your open API key, uh, run the application, and then we're also going to have a paid for tier. So if you actually want to start paying for the premium support or the premium app before we actually have it, that'll actually help us fund the efforts. We would appreciate it. But the pro version, we're working on semantic search. So we're going to feed in your messages into I guess, like LLM or some sort of database that can then reason about what you are doing inside your application, inside your company. And then you can have conversations with Haley about how to make your company better, what's the problems, what are the solutions. Just think of all the things. If you had a super intelligent thing that knew about your organization, what can you do? So the possibilities are endless. All right. Oh, one thing. Haley is not a lawyer. Haley is not a doctor. Haley is not a tax professional. Haley is not a professional person of any kind. So she's not giving you legal advice. She's not giving you healthcare advice. You can ask and she'll say it, but I'm telling you right now, like, take it with a grain of salt. It might be right, might be wrong, but we're putting the warning out there right now. It's not a professional of any kind. She's there to help you with your day-to-day stuff at work. Okay. You could possibly use her for that. We're recommending against. Same thing with ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT for legal advice. You can ask ChatGPT for healthcare stuff. You get the same sort of thing. We don't give a warning every single time like they do in ChatGPT. ChatGPT says, "I'm not a lawyer. Talk to a lawyer, but here's some stuff." We're going to get the same thing here, but we're not going to give you the warning up front. So if you want to sue us because you listen to Haley for some health stuff or some legal stuff, um, let us know and we'll send you this video that we warned everybody ahead of time. Rob, do you want to tell everybody about our go-to market strategy?
Right now, the go-to market strategy is to pour into our charities for our sister organization, Jesus Christ and Super Pals. So we've been ramping up by feeding like the homeless, basically, essentially. So today, the focus on that is to feed some needy kids. So the idea though is all organic food. I know like some people like have commented, and me and Roger even talk about this. Like sometimes homeless people they will take what they can, like
They'll eat out of a garbage can. I've seen it. Yeah.
yeah. So the idea though is to give organic food. Uh, Honestly, a lot of people are having mental blocks and brain fog and losing jobs and mental illnesses because of essential deficiencies, like essential
Mm.
vitamins that are missing in organic foods. So we have no problem making all organic meals for like needy people to like, you know, uh, we really want to get rid of malnutrition, gut issues, all that stuff, obesity. So
Mm.
yeah, that's our go-to strategy right now. So I'm gonna be working on that today. I've come up with we're feeding kids today, so I'm trying to think of. There's a lot of stuff that I do know how to make. So if Whole Foods has like some cool ingredients for foods that kids like, I'm gonna go that route. But first I have to reach out to charity, so I have to find a gathering of children, and usually family oriented shelters have that. So that's what
You're such a predator, Ralph. You're
I,
such a predator. It doesn't sound right. I gotta find a group of kids and feed
I got
them organic food.
I got some candy bars. Nah, but
He's gonna roll up in a truck and play some of the ice cream man music.
that'll
The kids
be
are gonna come running.
a white van ready with like windows.
It'll say a sign that says, "I have candy."
But yeah, that's
Actually, that's a interesting thing. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like in America, you're with all the news, right? About male being a predator to children. You almost want to ignore children altogether because you don't want to be seen with them. So you don't feel like, you can't even go up to them and say anything because you're going to be seen as a predator. You're going to be seen as a evil person. It didn't used to be that way, but the way the media has pushed onto us is, if you show any interest in a child, you are a predator, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's how you feel in Argentina, Fede. Like, stay away from the kids, because
it's similar. Yeah, but I guess it's better to be careful than, because I don't know.
you have to be. You
Yeah.
have to be careful. If I see a kid, I'm like, fuck that kid. I'm going that way, right? Like,
No, I mean kids. Kids also need to be careful because it's out there. So it's better to make them like be really careful than to not to be.
well, it didn't used to be this way. Now, I don't know what the stats are for pedophiliacs or whatever you call them, or people that are kidnapping children. But now everybody's treating children like they are. It's like, oh shit, that's. I'm gonna stay away from that. I don't want to touch that. That is asking for problems, right? So,
a lot
um,
of that way, yeah.
so we have to be careful too. We're trying to feed the kids. We're gonna video the making of the food. We're gonna video. We're not gonna put anything bad in there. We're gonna videotape everything. We're gonna video the interactions with the kids. We're gonna blur their faces. We're gonna protect their identities. We'll get the consent of the parents. We're gonna do everything by the book and have video evidence that we didn't molest the kid, we didn't touch the kid. Like, we were just there to give them food and record their smile and then blur the smile.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah, it's sad because there needs to be balance, and I've even seen where people were like use that like sensationalized news to not leave their kids with their own father sometimes, like, I mean,
Yeah. Well, no, like, if you're father, and then what about uncle? The uncle that molested you. Yeah, it's like, even with my niece and nephew, that also is like in my head, like, oh, could I be seen in the negative aspect? Like, how do I be a good uncle and make sure that I'm not doing anything wrong with my niece and nephew, right? To be perceived that way.
Yeah.
I love them. I would never do anything to harm them. But the media has pushed that into my head, like, hey, you're a male hanging out. These aren't your kids, right? You're not the father.
Yeah.
I think the whole system is pretty fucked.
Yeah, man, I agree, and we can't objectify kids because we forget that, like as an example, if a mother's like, stay away from all men, right, because of A, B, and C, we start to like we inadvertently objectify our kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, like you might get molested, take advantage of, instead of putting the kid in the right environment, making sure the men are decent. We're still as parents. I'm a parent. We're responsible for our kids.
Yep.
We can't objectify them and give them imbalanced emotions about being around men. You know, like
Yeah.
but it's like at the same time, us as men, we're like, all right, kiddo, stand 3 feet away.
No, only they use this against anyone that's political figure or celebrity or anything. You don't see them with any kids that are not theirs. Because
Right.
what happens? They post pictures saying, look at so-and-so with this child. This person is clearly molesting this child.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
that's the headline. That's the headline, right? And then they retract. Oh, actually, that was just a fan, and that was a kid that was dying of cancer, and the celeb was trying to help them out or whatever, right? Like,
Right.
give a dying wish. So you have to be like, you know, it's like COVID, 6 feet apart, right? Don't go near the kid because there might be a photo opportunity to make you look like a bad guy.
Man, 100%, 100%. And it happens at all levels, man. It's weird.
Yeah. Even you'll see celebrities. Have you seen like the where they have the arm around the celebrity, but then the hand is like even touching a shoulder.
On the
Look
shoulder.
at that molester! Look at that molester! You touch that shoulder.
If you grab the shoulder, like endearing like touch on a kid, like, hey, yeah.
If you see, I think they did it to Biden, where like he like patted the kid or kissed the kid's head or something like
but
that.
Biden was something else. That's super
you
weird. Yeah.
He's just a weird dude, you know.
Yeah, no, that was.
Yeah, those
but I think he's learned his lesson. I'm pretty sure his PR team is like, don't fucking come near kids.
Don't whisper in their ear, nothing like.
Yeah, don't be whispering sweet nothings in their ear. That's not right. So, I mean, if you ask me, I think all the politicians are corrupt, you know, except for me, like Bernie Sanders, who I'm still asking, like, how is the guy still alive? So I was looking at the for organic food, which politicians have pushed for organic food, and it was like 2 out of everybody: Bernie Sanders and then some other rep. God bless her heart. But I'm like, Bernie has been on the side of like doing righteousness all over the place. I don't know how he's still alive.
Because he's not calling he's focusing on himself. He's not calling people names and stuff. You know, he's not calling
he's not calling people out.
Like, he's not calling groups of people out. Like, I think that's it. Like, he like focuses on his purpose, and probably keeps good relationships with people. But that's just like an assumption of mine. But he doesn't make the enemies. He's not part of the club. You can kind of tell that if you look closely. You can tell he's not part of the club. But he's not like telling people that Hillary Clinton is corrupt, you know. So
and eating children or something. Yeah. I mean, there's some crazy conspiracy theories about children's blood, eating them, like, and I'm like, I don't think there's any studies that have proven eating a child's blood is going to make you. I've heard people like doing blood transfusions, right? Like take child blood or a young person's blood and put it in your. And I'm like, dude, there's better ways to to be healthy than doing blood transfusions from young people.
You know, the only link that I find to that is stem cell research, because it was banned for a long time. So you need like embryos and babies for stem cell research. So there was some controversy with Planned Parenthood where the aborted babies might have been sold on a black market or whatever.
That's just efficiency, market efficiency.
Right. And
no wasted product.
You know, that's why it was believable, man. Like that's where my mind went when I heard about that. But yeah, you need babies for stem cell research, and stem cells do, like, you can repair paralysis, you can repair brain issues, a lot of stuff with stem cell research, because it's the beginning building block of everything.
So as a part of our go-to, a major portion of the company is about doing good, right, for society. Me and Ralph are super passionate about fixing the food in America, and not just America, the whole world, right? But we're going to start in America first. Alice is going to start, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a nonprofit, but a group that's going to go and clean the beaches and the oceans. It's going to be called the Garbage Mermaid. Okay. That's another thing that we're going to be pushing. Pretty much like, how Google used to do 20% of your time as your passion project? At UpMortem, 100% of your time can be your passion project if you want to. But it's got to be a passion project that does better for humanity. So I pose this to you, Fede. What about society bothers you so much that you want to do a nonprofit?
Okay, I'm gonna think about that. I can't answer right now.
So it could be the food, because the food is corrupt and we're already doing that. It could be the oceans, and you can join Alice in cleaning up the oceans. It could be anything else, right? Think about it, and then that'll be your passion. Everybody that works at UpMortem is going to have their societal passion project, which you can just work on 100% of the time if you want.
Fede, what's your day-to-day thing that you always try to keep up with, or stay away from?
What I try to stay away from?
Like food, environment, anything like that. Like,
I try to avoid sugar mostly when I eat, but yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
Right. Are you passionate enough? Are
No.
you passionate enough about it that you're like,
No, because
anti-sugar?
I still do it. I still eat sugar because I like it, but I try to stay away.
I don't think anything is wrong with sugar. It's just that we use this process. It's added to every single thing, at least in America. They add sugar to bacon. They add sugar to everything has added sugar. So it could be about censorship, or it could be about, so think about it. And then we'll do a group within UpMortem. We can put it under the non-profit charity of Jesus Christ Super Pals. But essentially, anybody that we bring on now that wants to join the company, they can either work on the product or they can work on something to fix humanity.
All right, I like it.
All right, and with that, so that's the main thing. Our big marketing play is that we're all good people and we want to make the world a better place. And the money kind of is secondary compared to fixing all that's broken with the world right now.
Yes, sir.
If you follow your passion, the money also comes, right?
Yeah, definitely. And about McDonald's fries, they do add dextrose to it. It's a sweetener, but the McDonald's fries aren't sweet, so I don't know what that's about. I mean, sugar is addictive.
Well, so they have the brightest minds that work on the food chemistry at McDonald's. They know the perfect way to cook it. They know, the right temperature, the right shape, the right ingredients to make it as addictive as possible. They have geniuses working on it. These guys could have been working at Google or Goldman Sachs or whatever, but they wanted to work on food, and they work for McDonald's, and they are masters at their craft. Only problem is that they lack moral code, and they don't see the wrongs they're doing. They're doing wrongs to children, let alone adults. These kids are eating these garbage fries. They're eating the garbage burgers. And that's actually something we're going to do for UpMortem, for our Jesus Christ Super Pals. We're gonna make a Big Mac of all organic ingredients, cutting out all the bullshit.
Yeah.
It'll probably taste better. I'm just kidding. It won't be. The problem is that they have like super geniuses working on how to make it the tastiest thing possible. We are just 3 crazy people: crazy Argentinian, a crazy bipolar guy, and a crazy black man. Making a organic Big Mac, right? So, but that's what we're gonna do is once we get enough funding, we'll get the ingredients all organic, make Big Macs, and give them to kids. Because it's not the beef if it's organic. It's not the bread if it's organic. It's not the lettuce that's organic. It's not the sauce if it's organic. The whole burger is fine. People have been eating burgers for a long time before they start corrupting them. McDonald's didn't start out with corrupt food.
Yeah. Whole
People weren't crazy obese back. The serving and the Big Mac isn't that big, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the size has changed over time, but the ingredients sure have, and that's why you're having all these. Super size me, just eating Big Macs and you're getting sick. I bet if you ate nothing but organic Big Macs, you'd be perfectly fine. In fact, you'd be healthier than someone else who's eating the conventional foods that we have out there.
Yeah, man. Like, and we don't even realize eating stuff like McDonald's with GMO, the preservatives, you're basically you're getting full but starving at the same time. You know?
Empty calories.
Yeah.
Not just empty calories, like poison calories. You're filling yourself up poisonous calories.
Yeah, there's definitely some toxins in there that they don't talk. We don't talk about it. There's a lot of studies that are found to be like falsified that speak against GMO. But I even like if I eat McDonald's and I'm hungry, after I eat it, it's like I have something in my stomach, but I still feel like my body still feels like
You need more.
yeah.
More Big Macs. More. Yeah. So I switched over to an all organic diet. I went to Sprouts yesterday, and I did a normal amount of groceries that you maybe get for the week. My bill came out to $230. Okay, just getting normal food, and I was like, "What is this? Did I do a Costco run? This is fucking ridiculous." How does any poor person afford healthy food? It is impossible. You have to either grow your own food, you have to, you can buy organic seeds and stuff, or even, whatever seeds. Better than eating the garbage that they're giving us. GMO, pesticide, bad fertilizer, herbicide, preservatives that they're putting in our food. So either you grow your own food, you go to farmers markets, which are not available on Saturday, Sunday. It's only during the times you're working. So good luck getting to the farmers market. It's almost like they set that up on purpose. Let's not do it on Saturday or Sunday. It could be too popular. We're gonna do it Monday through Friday on hours where people are working. Okay, or you go and buy organic, and that is so expensive. And so digging into why it's so expensive is because it's not subsidized. Okay, they subsidize in America 150 million for organic food, which is 150 million is nothing. You know how much they put into traditional food or conventional food? $1.5 billion goes into the nonsense food, the GMO food, soybeans, corn, so on and so forth. And even the organic subsidies, a lot of it goes towards research.
Yeah.
To research what?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you researching? Where's the studies showing that it's great?
Why do you have to research that? But it would take like a whole lifestyle change. Like let's say you go the cheapest route to buy organic food, it would be Whole Foods that you not the store whole food, but actual whole ingredients. And that's full prepping 3 meals a day is a full-time job. So and nobody's staying home.
Not when you're working 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week, barely making enough money to make ends meet, barely able to afford your rent. Times are tough for people, and now you're telling them to go and cook food. Like I have to start, so I'm switch over and I have to start making food, right? Or I now start giving my mom the food, and then she cooks it, and then she goes to work. So she's doing double shifts, right?
Yeah. Right, man. And you gotta
So
cook before it goes bad. Organic food goes bad.
yeah, because it's natural. Good food goes bad.
Yeah.
Unlike a burger, there was a TikTok of a guy who saved his. He bought the burger 20 years ago, and it's still beautifully intact from McDonald's. He opens it up and he's like, the only thing that discriminated was the pickle. So I guess maybe the pickle is the most healthy thing that they have at McDonald's.
Yeah. I saw that, man.
So what? So there's a lot of people that have like McDonald's has been sued for like the corn syrup. They've been sued for a few things, and they actually the corn syrup they got sued back in 2003, 2002. That's still a pending case. 20 years, still pending. There's plenty of evidence showing that corn syrup, fructose syrup is bad for you, but they have a fucking fantastic legal team. Okay, they just appeal, or they can drag out a lawsuit for 20 plus years until the people who are attacking them have run out of funds. Like I can't afford to sue you anymore, McDonald's, because you've been able to drag out this lawsuit for 20 years. And then they did settle on they had some other settlement. I forget what it was, but they settled for like $16 million. And usually a settlement is if you have a legal team that can just destroy any frivolous lawsuits, if you're doing a settlement, like you had a good case. Right? So McDonald's, you got Ronald McDonald, he's not just a chef clown, he's also a lawyer. So I'm waiting. So I've been attacking McDonald's with facts. I'm not saying nonsensical things. And just poking the clown. And just poking the clown. And what do they usually do? They send you cease and desist. Everything they send me, I'm posting publicly. So that, it's kind of, I'm trying to leverage what they call the Barbara Streisand effect. Are you guys familiar with this? It's like where you're like, don't look at this picture. Don't look at this picture. And then everybody's like, I want to see what that picture looks like, right? So same thing here. If they come at me, it's going to make me a bigger figure, right? So I'm just waiting. Just send me a cease and desist letter, McDonald's.
What did Barbara Streisand have like the first celebrity nudes or something like that?
So what Barbara Streisand, there was a picture of her mansion. She has a beautiful mansion. I don't know exactly where. It's on the cliffside. It was for like erosion. She's like right on the edge of her mansion's on this edge. Okay. So they were taking pictures, and then she sued the guy who took the picture, and then that just blew up. So the picture that she wanted to take down that had 5 views turned into like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views because she brought attention to it.
And she was suing him because she didn't want anybody seeing.
Yes. So McDonald's, feel free to sue me. The only fast food company I'm not going to go after is Burger King because they're the ones that have preservative free. They still probably have they have trans fat. They probably have pesticides in their food because it's not organic. Herbicide in the food. Who knows what's in the food from the fertilizer. So I'm not going to go at Burger King. In fact, I'm going to recommend if you really need to get fast food and times tight, Burger King. Avoid everything else. Even I love In-N-Out. I believe that their bread has some preservatives also. And even if I'm allergic to all the preservatives. Even if I eat In-N-Out, I break out. But if I eat at Burger King, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So that, once again, anecdotal, right? That's one person's body, but my body is telling me whether I feel good or not, if I'm breaking out or not. So, so let me give the organizational chart. If you can grow your own food, grow your own food. If you can afford it, get organic. If you can't afford it, just try to avoid the preservative food, whole foods, if possible. But even the whole foods are corrupt because they're using GMO, they're putting pesticides. They're putting herbicides. If you really need fast food, Burger King. And then if you want to just keep contributing to the problem, just keep doing what you've been doing. But if you pull your money out of McDonald's and you give it to Burger King, what do you think McDonald's is going to do? I'm like, fuck, maybe we got to get rid of the preservatives too.
Yeah, they tried to. It was real weird though when these fast food places were under heat a few years back.
Mm.
McDonald's, they started promoting like the fresh meat quarter pounder, like meat that's not frozen. I don't know if they still do that, but one of the weird things they did was they took away one of the drinks, the high C orange, right? So
Well, yeah, because I think it has food coloring, which is known to cause cancer. Red food coloring. And they give it. Who drinks that shit? The kids.
Right, and they took and they said it was because of the sugar content, but it was like all those other drinks have the same amount of sugar.
Yeah, they're all sugary.
Yeah.
But it's probably the red dye, which is banned in Europe, banned in a lot of places. I don't think it's just Europe. It's probably banned in Russia, China, India. But we don't give a fuck about that at all in the United States. I can't even name you stuff that's banned. You know, they just try to control how much of it, how much of the poison they put in.
Yeah, or they when they have a chance, they just say the disclaimer of, oh, this is meant to be had in moderation, but you see how long those.
How much moderation of this poison? You know, your body can take some point. It's like you would think your body would maybe become resilient to it, but it's not the case.
Dude, one of the main modifications they do to GMO foods is they add a protein that is poisonous to bugs. But if you look into that protein just on its own, their studies show that it cause like a list of things like gut issues, respiratory issues. They say like the toxins don't really. First off, it's poisonous to the bugs, but they're saying like our body it's not poisonous.
Messing up our gut.
Yeah, it does show, studies show that it could, like, honestly, in animal studies, it messed up people's guts and caused respiratory issues, like all that good old stuff. The funny thing is a lot of metabolic issues come from this thing called like leaky gut syndrome. The exact same thing that kills the bugs that eat the GMO food if they try to eat the GMO foods, right? So, but you know, studies are showing that we have different like bacteria in our gut that is not affected by that protein. It's called BT.
You know what happened when I switched over to organic, pure organic? I had a headache for a day. So, and the reasoning behind it is your gut is tied to your head, right? Where's the most nerve endings in your body after your brain? In your stomach. Okay. Yeah. So you've been eating and drinking chemicals, you've been, the poison and the bacteria in your stomach, they adapt to the bacteria that lives and thrives is the bad bacteria on the bad food, right? As soon as you completely do a detox and detoxify and get rid of that in your gut, those bacteria are screaming. They're like, it's like they're hungry, right? And you start getting signals to your head. So I had the same thing happens with like if you stop drinking your coffee and then you start getting headaches, right? It's from the stomach. The stomach is the bacteria are like rioting in your stomach, saying like, "Hey, where's the shit that I'm used to?" Right? And it's about after a day, maybe longer, that bacteria will pretty much die out, and then the new bacteria start to flourish.
Yeah, the healthy ones. Yeah, good ones. Yeah, same thing happens to me when I detox or just eat.
Headaches?
Yeah. organic. So it's weird. It's like when I take out the preservatives and like GMO, or even if I fast, like all that detox is like I have a headache for a day and a half. But when I break a fast or go back to something, then I have a headache for a day also. Like,
the good bacteria is like, what the fuck? We came here to party with you.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
You mentioned the GMO. There was an interesting thing as I was like, railing on Monsanto, and then I found out it's actually Monsanto is now Bayer. They own 25% of all the seeds in the world, right? For actually growing the food. Bayer or Monsanto, they were sued by squash farmers because their seeds got into their crops. Monsanto, Bayer seeds got into the crops of these like farmers, right? Whether organic or not. And what they were suing them was that their crops were now less pest resistant because when you have GMO, that DNA strand that you're planting, it doesn't mutate. You're planting the same seed, the same DNA. What do plants do? Plants adapt. When a pest comes at them, the ones that survive the pest thrive. So it's like, God-given natural ability to adapt to your surroundings.
Yeah.
By being stuck on a particular DNA strand, you lose that protection. So everything that they created the GMO plant for, maybe it was really good when it first came out, but now it's probably shit compared to organic crops and other seeds that exist out there that are adapting to the universe, adapting to their surroundings. So all the arguments that they make about that this is better for us for these reasons, that might have been true when they first came out with it, but now it's been year after year after year after years using the same DNA strand, and now the bugs have adapted.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They go in and inhibit specific traits, natural traits that basically stops the cellular growth of certain components of the plants. So I could see, it's not good for the plant or people. And that's why a lot of us take supplements, because plants naturally give like essential nutrients that we need. But when we strip the plant of the natural, those essential nutrients, because like our body can't process certain things. So in a way, the plant does that for us, and then we eat it and are able to absorb it. That's why, like, that's the real reason organic is like preferred for us, because we can absorb the essential nutrients. So I could see how like these inhibited nutrients can cause like bugs to just go for those like vulnerable plants, because like you're saying, like the bugs adapt to the GMO, but also like you said earlier, the plants naturally are supposed to adapt to its environment as well.
They fight back. It's an arms race. The bug adapts, then the plant adapts, and they just keep trying to figure out how to attack or defend it, attack and defend.
Right. And the crazy.
But if you said, hey, you have to defend with the same thing for the rest of eternity, guess what? That bug's gonna be like, aha, here, I got you. And then you have to, what do you have to do? More pesticide, more herbicide, more herbicide.
Dude, there's one thing I forgot. So auxin is like a plant hormone that allows lipids to develop, the correct lipids to, like, the fatty acids and stuff and amino acids to form in the plants. So one of the commonly used pesticides is like a replica of the plant hormone, right? But somehow what it does is it causes the opposite effect to happen, right? Like the plant hormone sprayed on, it's a synthetic form of auxin. It's like so the synthetic form of auxin, when they spray it on the plants, and it's widely used in wheat, right? So they spray it on the plants, it causes like grass and weeds to not grow around it, right? Basically the weeds like that are harmful to the crops die, they shrivel away because they can't develop properly with auxin sprayed on it, or the synthetic auxin. So auxin naturally develops when you spray the synthetic on it. It gets into the crop, it gets into the wheat, and you can only imagine what it can inhibit. It could cause like those fatty acids not to develop, and then we have to go get pills to eat it. But it's
so. Ralph, have you seen the? I think I shared with you the one study. So here's kind of a conspiracy theory. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. What thing does every country in the world universally agree on is good or bad for you?
Like vegetables are good, or
I don't know. Is there a study that every country says vegetables are good for you?
a study?
Every country has a study. I think even like North Korea has a study on this, that GMO food is good for you.
Oh.
Every country has state-sponsored studies that say GMO is good for you. Okay. When have you ever heard of every single country agreeing on it? Meanwhile, Russia, India, China, these guys that backed these studies that say GMO food is good for you have banned it. China has allowed papaya because papaya GMO was to address the fact that crop got eradicated, that plant got eradicated by some fungus or something, right? And China allows for cotton, GMO cotton, which makes sense. You're not eating, you're just wearing it, right? So why has every country said GMO is good for you through state-sponsored studies, but then countries that, I don't know how much the government of China cares about what the will of the people are. But if the studies say it's so great, why are you banning it? Russia, China, India. You have studies from your own government saying this is great for you. There's no bad effects. It's all good. But yet you still ban it.
Man, I have a theory on that. Like, because a genetically modified organism is not bad for you, but why are you genetically modifying it? Like the pesticides that are, because a lot of the GMO is so that it can allow the pesticides, like the synthetic auxin, right? So
for the corn, they made it so that you could use Roundup. So Roundup doesn't attack the GMO crop; it attacks everything else.
Right. So when we eat corn, we're eating some Roundup. That's the GM
and you're pissing it too. You can look in your urine. You have Roundup in your urine. Imagine taking a spray bottle of Roundup and just spraying in your mouth. That's what we're pretty much doing eating this GMO crop.
So it makes sense for me to be like, oh, the secondary effect of GMO. Like the Roundup's not good. The GMO, it's okay.
But here's another thing. Every study that proved that Roundup is bad for you is redacted. So what happens to these guys that come out with the studies that say like this one guy came out, and him and his fellow scientists came out with a study that did studies on rats, and within 4 months they had traditional corn versus GMO corn, and Fede got so upset he had to leave this conversation that that the GMO corn with the Roundup spray caused cancer in rats within 4 months. Okay, they're starting to grow tumors. Okay, and now they got attacked. You can go on their website. That pretty much They got attacked left and right. They even got sued by Big Ag. Okay, they might have been Monsanto. I'm not sure which company. Probably Monsanto, but I'm not sure. They got sued. They lost the court case. Okay, but the study was redacted. Okay, and it's not because the scientists redacted it. He actually has been standing up to GMO crops. He's got a great website that goes into every single argument made against them, and then refutes every single argument. Like they're saying the rats they're using, those aren't good rats. You need these other rats, right? Like, okay, why don't you go and do that study and prove to me that these other rats are not getting cancer? So actually, before we move on here, we have one viewer, right? So if you comment in the comments, say hi, whatever, I'll send you a UpMortem t-shirt. You can email me at raj@upmortem.com and I'll send you a UpMortem t-shirt.
For free as a gift.
Supplies are limited.
Yeah.
Supplies are limited. Yeah. Free as a gift.
Unless you want to remain anonymous.
Yeah, if you want to remain anonymous, no t-shirt for you.
But yeah. I saw they'll attack and they'll claim that the study had falsified information. And they'll retract.
Yeah, and then they lose the court case, meaning they were full of fucking bullshit. Right? And then the journal, under pressure, got redacted the statement or the study saying it's bad science. And every single study that's anti-GMO has been redacted.
Yeah. I looked some up. I think I saw that one too. I didn't look deep into it, but yeah.
All right. Ralph, go feed some homeless kids. Make that happen. Watch out for our marketing efforts today. Blasting about our new app out there for everybody to install. Free to use. Pay for the premium version when it comes out, or pay for it now so we can get some money, because I'm unemployed. Ralph's unemployed. I'm paying out of pocket for Fede, and I'm running out of money. So any amount of money that anybody wants to send us, each seat is $4. So if you do $4 a month or whatever, try it out, see if it helps, and thank you. And don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.